Let me ask you something. Have you ever opened a drawer, pulled out a faded envelope, and wondered, do I still need this? Maybe it was a bank statement from 2012, or a medical bill you already paid twice, or a warranty for a toaster you don't even own anymore. Now here's the thing. If you're retired, or planning to retire soon, this kind of paper clutter doesn't just take up space. It can cost you real time, money, and even your peace of mind. Because when a surprise tax letter shows up, or you need proof of something for Medicare or the IRS, suddenly, knowing what to keep and what to toss isn't just nice. It's necessary. In fact, a recent survey by ARP found that over 60% of retirees feel overwhelmed by paperwork, and most of them say they wish they'd started organizing their records sooner. So in this video, we're going to fix that. Together, we'll go through 5 clear, simple rules that will help you know exactly how long to keep your personal and financial documents. No guesswork, no anxiety, just peace of mind. And by the end of this, you'll know which files to keep forever, which ones to keep for just a year or two, and how to set up a system that works, even if you're not a tech person. If you've ever stood over a trash can wondering, is it safe to shred this? This one's for you. Before we dive in, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below. What's the oldest document you've held on to, and why? I read every one, and I might use your example in a future video. Maybe we'll even do a follow-up series on organizing digital files or estate paperwork. Alright, let's get into it. And we're starting with something most people get wrong. First, monthly bills and bank statements. How long should you really keep them? Here's why this matters. Most people hold on to every single utility bill and monthly statement they've ever received, just in case. But in 95% of situations, that's not helping you. It's just filling your cabinets. So let's get clear. Your regular monthly bills, like electricity, internet, or water, can usually be shredded after 1 month, once you've confirmed that payment was received and there are no errors. But what if you're deducting your home office expenses on your taxes, or you're getting reimbursed by Medicaid or a long-term care policy? In those cases, keep a copy of those bills for 7 years, alongside your tax records for the year you're claiming the expense. Now, bank statements. If they're paper, keep them for 1 year, unless they're tied to a tax deduction, legal issue, or big purchase like a home improvement. In that case, again, the 7-year rule applies. Pro tip, if you're going paperless, check if your bank only keeps digital records for a limited time. Some only store them for 18 months. If that's the case, download and store a copy once a quarter or once a year. The danger here isn't that you'll throw something important away. It's that you'll drown in old paperwork and miss the one document that actually matters. Second, medical records and health insurance documents. This is where things get personal. Especially as we age, our medical history becomes more complex. And sometimes, having the right document on hand can mean the difference between getting coverage or a big unexpected bill. So here's the rule of thumb. Keep all medical bills and insurance claims for at least 1 year, or until the claim has been paid and finalized. Then you can safely shred the explanation of benefits, unless you're disputing something. But here's where people go wrong. If a medical expense is part of your tax-deductible healthcare costs, or if you've submitted it for an HSA or reimbursement, then that paper needs to stay with your tax documents for 7 years. And here's one more thing. Create a medical history folder, physical or digital, where you keep major diagnosis paperwork, procedure records, medication lists, and test results. Keep this indefinitely. It's not about taxes here. It's about continuity of care. If you change doctors, move to a different state, or apply for long-term care insurance, having those records can make everything smoother and faster. And if you're caring for a spouse, partner, or aging parent, keep their key medical records too. One woman I worked with had to go through 5 years of scattered files to find her husband's MRI report. A simple labeled folder would have saved her weeks of stress. Third, tax returns. What's the real rule? This one trips up a lot of people. Some think 3 years is enough. Others keep tax returns forever, just in case. Let's cut through the confusion. According to the IRS, you should keep tax returns and supporting documents for at least 7 years, especially if you claim deductions, sold property, or had self-employment income. Why 7? Because the IRS can audit returns for up to 6 years if they suspect underreporting. And if you filed a fraudulent return or no return at all, there's no statute of limitations. So it pays to play it safe. Here's what you want to hold on to for each year. Your full 1040 return, W-2s or 1099s, charity donation receipts, medical or dental expense records, investment transaction records, proof of IRA contributions. And yes, digital copies are fine. Just make sure they're backed up. Twice. Now here's a mistake I see often. People shred all the backup documents after a few years, but keep the return itself. Problem is, if you're ever audited or need to amend something, the return alone isn't enough. You need the paper trail behind it. If you've sold a house, rental property, or significant asset, keep the records of your purchase and improvements for as long as you own it, and then 7 years after you sell. Let's take an example. Say you bought your home in 1995, renovated the kitchen in 2007, and sold it in 2023. You'll want to hold on to the original sale paperwork, renovation receipts, and the final closing documents until at least 2030. And that brings us to, fourth, documents to keep indefinitely. These are the heavy hitters. The ones you lock away and only pull out for big moments, applying for benefits, settling an estate, verifying identity. Here's a list of documents you should never throw away. Your birth certificate, marriage certificate, divorce decree, social security card, military service records, finalized adoption papers, citizenship documents, pension or annuity contracts, last will and testament, power of attorney documents, medical directives, death certificates of close family members, deeds and titles for property you still own. Think of these as your lifetime proof documents. And while you don't need them every day, when you do need them, you really need them. One of my clients almost missed out on a VA benefit because he'd tossed his military discharge papers during a move. It took 6 months to get replacements. 6 months. That could mean the difference between affording care or going without. Make a checklist of these documents. Store the originals in a fireproof safe, and consider keeping digital scans in a secure cloud folder. Tell a trusted family member or attorney where they're kept, but don't just assume someone will know. All right, take a breath. I know that's a lot already, but don't worry, we're not done. In the next section, we're going to cover how to set up a simple, low-stress system to organize all of this, whether you're dealing with years of clutter or just starting out. Plus, we'll talk about how to protect your documents from identity theft, fires, and floods, even if you're not tech-savvy. But before we go there, let's pause and check in. What's one document you've always been unsure about, whether to keep or toss? Put it in the comments. I'd love to include your example in part 2. And if you're finding this helpful so far, don't forget to subscribe or share this with someone else who's staring at a filing cabinet wondering what to do. Ready for the next half? Just let me know, and I'll keep going right from here. No awkward transitions, no lost momentum. So, how do you actually organize all of this? If you're sitting there thinking, this sounds good, but I've got a shoebox full of random paperwork and no idea where to start, you're not alone. Here's what I recommend. Start with what I call the 3-box method. You don't need anything fancy. Just 3 labeled containers. Keep forever, keep temporarily, and shred or recycle. Now, open that drawer, pick up the first piece of paper, and ask, does this prove something major, like identity, home ownership, tax filing, or medical history? If yes, that goes in keep forever. Is it a bill or receipt you might need for next year's taxes or reimbursements? That's keep temporarily, and we'll talk about how long in just a second. If it doesn't do either of those things, and the payment's been cleared, the service is done, and the tax year has passed, into the shredder it goes. Simple decisions. One at a time. Now, what do you do once those boxes start filling up? Let's break that down. Start with your keep forever documents. These deserve your best effort when it comes to protection. A fireproof, waterproof safe at home is a great first step. They cost less than a dinner out for 2, and they'll protect your most critical papers, even in a worst-case scenario. For extra safety, scan and store digital copies. Services like Dropbox or Google Drive are okay for basic users. But if you're concerned about privacy, look into encrypted storage options like iDrive or pCloud. Just make sure someone you trust knows how to access them in an emergency. If you're uncomfortable with digital files, no shame in that. Just let a family member or attorney know where the physical copies are stored. Make a list, write it down, and tuck it somewhere safe. Next, your keep temporarily pile. This is where a basic filing system makes all the difference. Create folders by year, not by category. Why? Because if the IRS asks for your 2022 records, you don't want to dig through 5 different folders to find everything. So you have a 2022 folder. Inside, utility bills you deducted, medical statements, donation receipts, investment reports, anything connected to that year's taxes. After 7 years, you can safely shred the entire folder, all at once. No sorting, no second guessing. This turns organizing into a system, not a guessing game. Now let's talk about the shred or recycle pile. Here's the rule. If a document includes your name, address, account numbers, or any personal identifiers, don't just throw it away. Shred it. You can buy a small crosscut shredder for $40 to $60. Think of it as a mini insurance policy against identity theft. According to the FTC, millions of Americans, especially older adults, are targeted each year for identity fraud, often through stolen mail or improperly discarded paperwork. So yes, shredding matters. And if shredding feels like a hassle, set a timer once a month. 10 minutes. Shred what you've collected. Done. Alright, let's go deeper for a moment, because the physical stuff is only half the story. What about digital documents? If you're going paperless, or already have, the same retention rules apply. But you'll want a strategy. Step 1. Create a folder system on your computer that mirrors your paper system. Again, organize by year, then sort by category inside. Step 2. Back it up, at least once a month, ideally to both a cloud drive and an external hard drive. If that sounds like overkill, remember this: computers crash, and it never happens at a convenient time. Step 3. Protect your passwords. Use a password manager if you can. And if not, write them down, but store that list somewhere secure. A surprising number of people lose access to critical financial documents because they forgot a login or never told anyone their recovery plan. So write it down. Share it with someone you trust. That way, if something unexpected happens, your loved ones aren't locked out of what they need. Now, I want to bring up one more thing, because no conversation about document storage is complete without it. Let's talk about estate planning. I know it sounds heavy, but really, this is about making life easier for the people you care about. When something happens to you, whether it's a medical emergency or the end of life, the last thing your family needs is a paperwork crisis. So here's what to do. Make a list of your most important documents. Will, power of attorney, advance healthcare directive, life insurance policies, deeds and titles, pension statements, password logins. Put that list in one place. Label it clearly, and tell someone where it is. Better yet, create a "when I'm gone" folder. That's not morbid, that's thoughtful. Inside, include not just documents, but instructions. Who to call, what's in your accounts, what you want for your funeral, if you've thought about it. Stanford University calls this anticipatory guidance, and it's one of the most effective ways to reduce stress and confusion for families after a loss. It's not just about being organized. It's about giving a gift of clarity. When my own aunt passed, she left behind a single binder. Every document, every instruction. Her 3 adult children called it the most loving thing she ever did for them. You can do the same. And if you're not sure where to start, I'll be doing a follow-up video just on that binder. What to include, how to structure it, and how to talk about it with family. Now, let's quickly recap what we've covered, because I know this was a lot of information. Monthly bills. Keep for a month unless they're tied to taxes. Medical records. Keep anything claim-related for a year, tax-deductible expenses for 7, and major diagnoses forever. Tax returns. Keep for 7 years, and include the backup documents. Legal and identity papers. Keep forever. No exceptions. Set up a simple system. 3 boxes to start, a fireproof safe, digital backups, and a filing plan that works for your life. And always, always shred anything with personal information. If you do this once, and do it right, you won't have to think about it again for years. More importantly, you'll never be caught off guard. And neither will the people who love you. So now, let me ask you, what's your next step? Are you going to start with that drawer full of old bills? Or maybe scan a few key documents and set up cloud storage? Or are you ready to build that "when I'm gone" binder? Whatever it is, pick one small action. Take it today, and let me know in the comments what you chose. Because you don't need to tackle everything at once. But you do need to begin. And if this video helped, go ahead and subscribe, or share it with someone in your life who's facing the same questions. And hey, if you're still holding on to that toaster warranty from 2009, I think it's time to let it go.